Hello everyone, welcome to our final video for this electronics series. In this video, we will be creating a combinational logic circuit, and in this circuit, this will be composed of all three logic gates. The inverter gate that is using the 74LS04 IC, the AND gate which is using the 74LS08 IC, and then lastly for our OR gate which is using the 74LS32 IC. So let's go. Now before we start with the circuit construction proper, let us first talk about the components that we will be needing for this activity. So first, of course, we will need a breadboard. Next, a power source of some sort. I'm using, in my case, a cheap 9-volt battery. This is more than enough to power our circuit. We will be needing IC units. So for this activity, first, the 74LS04, this is for the inverter gate. The 74LS08, this is for the AND gate. And lastly, the 74LS32 integrated circuit unit. This is for the OR gate. So, one of each, 3 in total, 3 IC units. And then, 3 buttons. We will be needing 3 of these actuator buttons. Next, 4 light emitting diodes here. I'm using white ones because white ones, in my experience, tend to bust not that easily. It has higher resistances compared to other colors. My red ones, my blue ones, my green ones, they all busted so easily. So I'm using this for longevity. It's really good. And then lastly, because our LEDs already have high resistances, I will just be using 100 ohm resistors. So for this activity, we will need 4 resistors. Okay, 4 of these 100 ohm resistors. And then lastly, jumping wires, so that we can put our entire circuit all together. So that is all for the materials and or components that we need for this activity. Let us jump quickly into Tinkercad so that we can simulate our circuit. Okay, so let's go.
Hello once again, folks. Welcome to Tinkercad. Here we have set up our combinational logic circuit. This is with the use of all of these 3 IC units. So let's just test our inputs if the corresponding outputs is correct. So far it is good. If I'll press all of these, 2 and 3 should light up. Good. If 2 and 3 buttons, all 4 should light up. So yeah, I think it's working well enough. And yeah, let's apply this in the real world breadboard. Let's go.
Hello friends, I am happy to report that we are finally successful with the construction of our circuit building here in our breadboard. And yeah, it was very tedious, it was very complicated. It was tedious because there were a lot of jumper wires being used here, and it was a very tight fit for each and every jumper wire. And it was also very complicated because along the way I encountered into a lot of troubleshooting problems because a lot of the jumper wires were not working as intended. Some of my buttons were not working, the resistors were not working, and yeah, took a lot of time to troubleshoot, but eventually we managed to pull off, and I must say that it is already successful. So let's check our output, and let us see the LED output with our corresponding button inputs. Okay, so let's check it. This is the final output for our combinational logic circuit. If I will give this power, I'm expecting that LEDs 3 and 4 should light up. Okay, Now, if I will press the first button, LEDs 1, 3, and 4 should light up. Okay. Now, if I will press the second button, it should stay as is, 3 and 4 only. Okay, and then lastly, if I will press the third button, LEDs 1, 2, and 4 should light up. Okay, now let's combine it. If I'll press the second and the third button, all 4 of these LEDs should light up. Next, if I'll press the first and the third button, LEDs 1 and 2 should light up. It should switch. Okay, it's good. Now if I'll press the first and the second button, there should be also no effects. Okay. Now lastly, if I'll press all 3 buttons at once, LEDs 2 and 3 should light up. The middle LEDs should light up. Okay, and it's perfectly working. Our combinational logic circuit is perfectly working, and I'm very proud that it really worked despite all of the hardships and the troubleshooting and the tedious plugging in of the jumping wires. So that concludes our video for this activity and overall our electronics series. I wanted to thank all of you guys. I really appreciate watching these mini vlogs, and I really had fun learning with you. And yeah, I'm very proud that we have done so many circuits, successful circuits. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for watching also the entire series. And yeah, peace out.